Yo, we back. I was watching this podcast the other day. It had to be like 2 days ago. And this podcaster had a divorce lawyer. He was talking to a divorce lawyer. He had to ask him a couple questions because he felt it was very interesting of the types of activities that job title contains of being a divorce lawyer. Being a divorce lawyer that dealt with many cases, being a divorce lawyer that dealt with the highs, the lows, and all the in-betweens of what a divorce brings, what it comes with, the paperwork, the acts of the woman, the wife, the acts of the husband, the man, the acts of whoever was married. But it was one particular question that he asked that was very interesting to me. He said, so out of all these divorces and prenups that you had to write up, in those prenups, what was the most interesting or craziest thing that you saw that was of the demand of the husband in the prenup? You know what he said? He said, I had this one client that asked me, to ask me to put inside the prenup that every 10 pounds that my wife gains during the marriage, that subtracts $10,000 from potential alimony in a potential divorce that happens in the future. Now, if you're a person that's not really of standard, if you're a person that's very PC and very, I don't even want to say liberal, but you don't want to ruffle no feathers, you might hear that and be like, that guy's an asshole. I would never want to marry that guy. Who does he think he is? Obviously, you're not a person of standard and you don't really think too much. You don't have critical thinking skills. So think about this, right? Let me help you out. As you can tell from watching this video, I'm in very decent shape. I'm in pretty good shape. So say that you were a person that takes care of themselves, works out often, tries to eat right most of the time. You stay within a certain weight class because you want to fit your clothes a certain way. You want to look good. You want to have energy. You want to still be attractive. You want to still be attractive to your girl or potential girlfriends or potential whoever's that may come within your vicinity. This is your standard. This is the gold standard that you stand on, step on. That's it. This is what we on. I have to be this way because health is wealth. This is just one example of your lifestyle. You meet somebody, they also go to the gym. They also do this. They also take care of themselves. They also smell good. They also want to keep themselves attractive to their mate and any potential mate during that time. Now, you look within culture, everybody has their phone in their hand. Everybody watches TikTok. Everybody watches social media. Everybody sees these podcasters, red pill, blue pill, whatever. Whatever the podcast is, it just talks about relationship. Whether it's red pill, blue pill or not, you've seen a relationship podcast somewhere on your timeline. You've seen a clip somewhere. Let's not do that. You see these things and you know from your own mind that if one partner is not keeping themselves up, is not going to the gym, is not eating properly, is not staying sharp in the areas that got you attracted to them, eventually, without delusion, you're gonna leave them. You're gonna cheat on them. All of the above. Attraction will lose itself, or the bond will start to lose, and obviously through time a potential divorce will happen. If you're a guy that has a lot to lose, you got a divorce lawyer, and you know what, I really don't want to divorce this woman. I love this woman. She has great character. She takes care of the kids. She's like a therapist sometimes when I'm feeling down. She's this, she's that. She cooks well. She has a great mind. She looks amazing. Amazing sex. Amazing personality. She's just great. I had to marry her. You know, one of your standards, your gold standards is don't get out of shape. Don't get out of shape. Because yes, you have great character. Yes, you're this, you're that. But I'm gonna always stay in shape. I'm gonna always stay on point. I'm gonna always do this. I'm gonna always keep sharp no matter what age I am. As long as I'm able, God willing. Let me put that in the prenup. Because I would want you to work hard, or to work to a point where you're still looking good. We're still attracted to each other. We don't have a divorce. So this is like a feel safe. Something to think about as you're signing these prenup papers, as we're getting married, as we're going through our problems, as we're not communicating or communicating, as we're figuring things out. Happy times, good times, bad times. This will be in the back of your mind. This man wants me to stay attractive. Period. This man wants me to stay attractive. Period. Let me ask the audience a question. Whether you're watching this on YouTube, hearing this on Spotify, hearing this on Apple, hearing this on whatever platform, listening to this on whatever platform, watching this on YouTube. Forget outside opinions. What do you want as your standard that you're not going past, that you're not willing to compromise? A realistic standard. It's realistic that you can stay in shape. It's very realistic. You got your home, you got gyms, you got gyms from $10 a month to $100 a month. Everybody has time. That's a realistic standard. I mean, it's not realistic to think that everybody is somebody who's not lazy, but a lazy person can go to the gym. That's not a sickness. It's mental. What is a standard? Whether it's money, whether it's being in shape, whether it's being clean, what is your standard that you will never compromise? Me personally, I think that divorce lawyer's client was pretty creative in that decision of making a prenup. I didn't even know prenups could even be that creative. I chuckled when I heard it. I was like, wow, that's a smart guy. But in the same breath, I know this is a contract that you make up. You make your own demands. I just never thought about that. I'm like, that's going to be in my prenup. Or something close to that nature. Please don't get out of shape. You get too out of shape, you get nothing. Now somebody's gonna be in the comments like, oh, but your auntie or your mother was, or your... Listen, man. We're not moving no goalposts. All right? Now, this divorce lawyer said amongst other things, but the only topic of this thing, Pieces and Conversations, what I just remembered, what I just mentioned, is your standards or your standards. Follow your standards. As long as they're not hurting kids, children, as long as they're not killing nobody, follow your standards. It don't matter what anybody else think. Your mother thinks, your father thinks, you're this, you're that. If you have critical thinking, if you have a good mind, if you have a good head on your shoulders, you've been around the block, you experience things, you see things, you develop certain disciplines for yourself. You became your own standard. So in your partner, certain things got to reflect. If certain things don't reflect or don't mix with whatever disciplines you have already, obviously it's not going to work. But that's all I wanted to talk about, man. I thought that conversation was very interesting. As far as that, maybe that's not the only thing I want to talk about. Hold on, let's keep this going a little bit. Within the last 4 years, there was something very peculiar that happened. We had to stay inside our houses. We had to wear masks. Our companies, our jobs told us you had to get a shot or you can't come into work. You have potential of being fired. You have potential of losing your home, losing your car. You're away from your family now. Your family lives in different states. Your family lives in a different county. Your family don't want you to go there because you ain't get the shot. Your mom hounding you because she watches the news all the time, crying, yo, I think you should get the shot because I don't want you to die. I ain't say that to be funny. This is real life. Now we have this guy. I don't know him from nowhere, but I just seen him popping up on TV during the times of 2020, during the times of the pandemic. He just pops up on TV on the news. My mom keeps watching the news. Mom, why are you watching the news? Hey, I gotta learn about this thing. You know, people are dying. This white guy, Jewish, I don't know who he is. I don't know him. I don't know what his race is. I don't know this guy. He just pops up out of nowhere. I'm gonna say he's a white guy because I don't know. Dr. Fauci. Let the flames of the purification begin. Dr. Fauci. He gets on CNN, Fox, cable television, commercials, everywhere. He talks about the sickness, the super flu, which is now basically a regular flu nowadays in 2024. You guys need to wear masks. You guys need to stand 6 feet from each other. You guys need to do this. We don't care about what you think. He was grilled in front of, I guess, Congress or somewhere. He was grilled in front of the Senate and potentially going to be put on criminal charges because he said he made all those rules up. Now, per my last podcast, I talk about the powers that be. The powers that be put that guy as the front man to talk about this disease. I want y'all to think about that. And if you really go down the rabbit hole, I watched the podcast Blackout, Ian Dunlap, Rashad, and they put up a point. They said this man was paid out $360 million by Moderna. And then once he stepped away from Moderna, the stock dropped. He tells you he cares about your well-being. They tell you they care about you this. They want you to do this. They want you to do that. You gotta put this mask on. You gotta get this shot. You gotta. Now look where we are. You're getting grilled by the Senate. They should have been asking questions before, but I guess you live and you learn. But in the future, in this episode of Think Pieces and Conversations, if this in our lifetimes ever comes up again, different disease, different thing, and they ask you to do something or else you can't go to work, what will you do? Do you trust the people giving you instruction? How do you still trust them after what happened? Now, my condolences to all the people that lost their lives, but it's very, very peculiar that this thing just turned into a common cold now. Isn't that peculiar to you? Don't you ask those type of questions? Am I talking to another person that just listens to the news all day? Am I a person that, are you the person that, not even that you listen to the news, are you a person that everything you hear on the news you believe? Are you that person? If you're in my audience, I'm not going to tell you to get out of here, but I just want to ask you why. How does this make sense? Before I leave out of here, I want you to think about that question and really come up with an answer. How do you still believe in mainstream media after that circus act? I'm out of here.